Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, it's back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2. This is our Let's Play against the Soviet AI. Hey, Sarge the Rager, how are you? Hello, McCall. Welcome, welcome, one and all. It is Christmas week. Wow, that's fantastic. Now, I'm always sad when the holidays go away. I like the festive nature of it all. I went down to Los Angeles yesterday, went around by Rodeo Drive and all of that. They had it all gussied up for Christmas. It was a lot of fun. And of course, once you get past the holidays, January and February loom. So maybe that's why I like the holidays, because after that, I used to live in Chicago and it was just cold and nasty. And so I guess in California maybe it'll be a little bit better. We'll see. Hey, what's up, Paul? How are you? Um, Sarge, we did not abandon, not fully abandon. We're still trying to hold the other side of the Kerch, so we'll go out and look at that. We're going to go around the south. We're going to go up to Kiev. I named this the Withdrawal from Kiev. Now, we're not going to be able to get everything out, and some things may get trapped, but we are going to pull back from Kiev because I just don't think we have any other choice. So we are going to do that. I am going to keep going until we can turn the turn, because I cannot wait to see what happens this time. We've got to hold on for about 4 more turns here, then we get a little more room when it comes to the points, anyway. Um, and sorry, I'm rubbing my eye here. We get a little more room. Right now, the Soviets get a sudden victory if they get to 500 points. They're not quite there yet, but then on January 1st of 43, that clicks up to 525, and then it keeps moving up. And so maybe we can avoid the Reaper once more. The Grim Reaper, that is. Anyway, hey, Salty, what's up? Uh, yeah, we're going to save it. Does that? I'm going to sound confident. We're going to do it. I'm sure as hell going to try. I'm going to try to do everything I can to win this game, as I've been saying from the start. I would like to win it the first time through with no saves, no nothing. I take my share of criticism. I know some of you don't always agree with what I do, but that would be an accomplishment if we can pull it off, especially because we've been playing for points. I tried to play. If you're new to the channel, we have a lot of new people that have signed up recently since this game got on Steam. We tried to take Moscow in about 15 turns. We ended up one hex short of surrounding Moscow. Then we did a very tactical pullback. We tried, but it ravaged us a bit. Then we had our run of things in the spring and summer of 42, but we tried to keep the initiative, which got us very stretched in both the south and the north, or the north center, let's put it that way, as we tried to get points and did some things that we probably wouldn't, I mean, you would never do if you're just trying to win a war. We were trying to play the game, and sometimes those are two different things. Um, yes, that is right. Hey, Grub Hunter, how are you? Hello, you're a new name to me. I would remember that one. Welcome. Hey, M60, how are you? Hi, Peter. Yes, we can get troops out of the Crimea through ports. Now, the problem with that is once they're over on the other side, yeah, I mean, we could put them back through the ports, but what I'd really like to do is get them to the reserves. But once they go to the reserves, then we got to move them all the way back down to the ports and then across to the Crimea again. It's something we probably will do some of, but it's not apparent to me right now just how much. Hey, Jacek, thanks. I appreciate that. The Soviets can bomb, or they can put interdiction out there, certainly. I mean, with this game, the way it works in the turn-based sense of it, they don't you don't have planes coming directly over your transports and bombing them per se like you would more in the Pacific, but they can put interdiction out there, which makes it a lot more movement points to get them moving. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, because people would rather see the game than hear me chit chat. Now, Sarge, you had said, why did we give up, this side of the Crimea? We haven't. I mean, not. not of our own volition. Let's put it that way. I'm not pulling back. I'm keeping this core of Romanians over here. Now, you could argue about whether this is strong enough to hold it. That's certainly open for debate. But we do have a full core over here, 5 full Romanian divisions. Now, they are very low on supply, although it did seem like we did get some freight into this port. And if I turn logistics back on, we do have it as an import port. So we're trying to get stuff up here, and I'm hoping that enough gets up here to at least relieve these Romanians, get them fed, get them bullets and whatnot. If we look at their situation, they actually, some of these do have bullets. You know, they got 110% ammo, 72, 72. We're certainly in a lot worse shape in other places. But if you look at their food, 20%, 9%, 5%. I mean, these guys are going through the docks trying to kill rats for lunch. So, I mean, hopefully we get more out there. Now, we do have the rail line hooked up. So if we get stuff into Sevastopol in this other port, I call this what? Y Town. If we get stuff in there, it can move down here, but we've got so many units out here in the Crimea that this is the yin and yang of where we are in the Crimea is that when we had this railway, we had freight that was just running down here and was well supplying everything in the Crimea. Now, it was not making it across here because we had a rail problem down here I was not aware of, but that was totally my fault. But this rail line was coming through here, and so a lot of these guys were fine. I mean, they had food, they had bullets, they had fuel, whatever they needed. Now we've got this situation where we need units, especially since they're Romanians, Italians, and otherwise. We need a lot of units here to, try to keep them out of the Crimea. But we've got to feed all those mouths, and we've got to, we got to get them ammunition and stuff. And it's a question of how much of this do I send back to reserves or come across port to port and get them over here where they're well supplied. Now, you could say what I should do is probably take a core of Romanians, put them over here, get them well supplied again, and then bring them back. I do have a core of Germans down here that I'm trying to rebuild as quickly as I can. We do have one good German unit that I'm moving north here to try to hold this because all of these units are in bad, bad shape, and he's going to be trying to push down here. As you may imagine, the AI is going to be programmed to go after Sevastopol. Now, whether he can get across this strait, that's just hard to do no matter what I have over here, right? I mean, that's quite an invasion to come all the way across the strait into a level 2 fort with, what do we have out here? I don't know, 20,000 men or so. We'll see. I mean, I'm scrambling. So, not everything's going to be as where we would like it, certainly. Now, when I left you last time, we were right up in this area. I had decided with some of these troops, we're going to leave them over here, but some of these guys, we could put this. I'm not sure if we can get out this port, actually. This is ferry, so I'm not sure. Now, these guys don't have very many movement points, so it's possible they just, this turn anyway, can't get on a ship because they don't have enough movement points. It's also possible that we just can't come out where there are ferries here. I'm not sure about that. Maybe somebody in the comments will know that. We do have to get rid of this depot at Nikolaev. We've got to disband that. We don't want the Soviets to get a hold of that, certainly. So let's disband that. And then we're going to start trying to get as much across here as we can. Am I crazy? I thought I just saw units there. Did I not? What's going on here? Maybe there was no unit there after all. Okay, some of these guys, let's get back over here. It looks like we can get them a little further across. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, I guess we already gave up. Swear to God, I just clicked on a unit there. But maybe I'm just losing my mind. Let's get these guys, if we can get them further back, let's get them across this little river here because we're going to try to defend this river so he can't come straight for Odessa through this way anyway. He looks to have, I mean, this is a big logistical problem for him. Now, I would much rather be in his position than ours, but he's got to try to supply all these troops down here. I very much doubt that he's been able to rebuild all this rail. So these guys are kind of out here on their own, and I'm hoping because of that, they're not as strong as they would be otherwise. Oh, wow, a lot of people showed up. Okay. Hey, everybody. We're moving on. Truth, yes, XTRG likes to do those like 4 or 5 hour streams. I find that I don't quite have the stamina to do to do that much. He's an animal. Um, Now this Panzer division, I could move back. Now these guys aren't particularly strong, and they're about to get attacked, but I don't want them to necessarily just blow up a Panzer division. So we could potentially move that. We could potentially move this motorized division, but for now, wow, this division's in such bad shape. It's one of these Jaeger divisions, but holy mackerel. First Panzer Army, I'm gonna get that, out here, down here, moving around. Now I could try to keep some of this in command. Oh, this guy needs to come back as well. Let's just try to hide him somewhere. I don't really want to hide him down here. He's got the infantry of 1st Panzer Division. There's no good place to put him, really. He's probably going to get dislocated. I'm just going to put him there for now. So I had 1st Panzer down here. I don't want 1st Panzer to get in trouble. Let's move him across. Okay, everything is supposedly still in command, but I wanted to get him away from this hex. This is quite weak, and I don't really like that. I've got Army Group B down here too that I think I'm just going to move, all the way down here. We'll get Army Group B out of the way. We've got 6th Army that needs to move down here, move a little out of the firing line. And then we've got Army Group Antonescu. Okay, this motorized, I could move out of town 1 hex anyway, and we'll move Army Group Antonescu down here to Odessa. And maybe I'll ship him across here because we have most of the Romanians over here. He does have a rail unit that's attached to him. This guy then, I don't want to quite move that yet. And then I've got all these headquarters as well. Where are all of your troops? Well, looks like for this corps, he's only got 2 of 12, and it's right up here, this 1 infantry division. Could I give it to this guy? Nope, he's 16 of 12. As a matter of fact, we need to give some of his troops to someone else. It's so congested up here that it's hard to keep track of everything. This guy, I guess I'll actually keep him around. I'll move him up. Who are you with? You're in this corps. That's 12 of 12. These guys are in this corps, and that's the one that's 16 of 12. He's only 2 of 12. So let's actually, where's your headquarters? It's back here. That's the 12 of 12. Okay. Let's put these guys in 44th Corps. But first of all, let's make sure 44th Corps has support units. Yep, it's got everything we like for the most part. We could actually put a Stug. I'm going to give them a Stug battalion to help. Maybe I'll give them heavy warfers too. They're going to be under such duress this time. Okay, so now let's, whoops, not you. These 2 guys, let's put them, whoops, don't want that either, in 44th. Okay, so he goes into 44th, and you go into 44th. Done. Okay, so now let's make sure this Panzer division is in command. He's 2 of 5. He can't be on refit, so that's not applicable. This guy, you're in command straight back there. You're in command. Now, I really actually, I'm going to put this guy, I don't want them to be mismatched stacks, so I'm going to put him in 44th as well. All right. So now we've got 2 of the same, and then we've got a Panzer division there. Done. Now we've got these guys should all be the same, and they are. Okay, good. Then I've got this, and then we've got 14th Panzer Corps that needs to move all the way down here. So let's get the headquarters down here and get his guys in command. Let's put him there. He can, go further if we need him to. Now these guys are really weak. Is there anything I can move out there? Not really. 55th. He's in 55th. They're in 55th. Okay, so I'm going to stack 55th Corps, the headquarters, with that. And then we have another Panzer Corps that can move down this way a little bit. Let's put him there for now. I've got this Jaeger division. I'm actually going to put him in that port. We've got a motorized division. His units have been moving this way. Let's keep that going. Okay, he'll come down here. And then we've got the headquarters. He's got 6 of 9. Where are all 3? They're all 3 right here. So I'm going to move him there. This headquarters, this is fully 4th Panzer Army. We want to move this down by Odessa. Get him kind of out of the firing line. Okay, so now this is starting to take shape a little bit. Not necessarily a good shape, but a little bit of a shape. Now this, I doubt we get attacked there this time, so I'm just going to leave this here, even though that's incredibly weak. We've got this 4th Corps. Some of his units are down here, but one of his units is up here as well. Well, let's center him up a little bit more because I want him to get away from that action. Okay, so he's got a unit there. We've got this headquarters. I'm actually just going to put him there. This headquarters, his guys are all down here as well. So let's get him down here. All except for that one unit. He's got one. Hold on. Let's move him back just a little bit. Okay, let's put him there. Um, Okay, so that stack's fine. That stack's when I say they're fine, I use that term loosely. This guy's got everybody in command. This headquarters still has this guy over here, but that's not going to make much of a difference. I could put, all right, he's got all of that out there, and then he's got this here. What has he got? 10 of 12. Let's put that under Reinhardt. So that's going to be 41st Panzer Corps, 41st. Put him in 41st. That'll take Reinhardt up to 12 of 12. And then this guy has got units around the bend here a little bit, so we'll take him down here. All right. Here I've got a Panzer division, a motorized division. This is 41st, 41st Italians. Okay. Then I've got the Flieger division that I kind of want to leave here, but I think what I'm going to do instead, and I don't want to do a whole lot of this, but I think with this Flieger division that's actually in okay shape, I'm going to attack right there. We knock that back. Okay, it's 2-to-1 advantage there, but we get that moving back a little bit. And then I want this Panzer division to get out of here as far as it can. So we'll bring him along. Okay. Now back here, we've got a lot of headquarters. We've got a lot of Panzer divisions. I think Flieger, I think all of this is strong enough to hold. Now we've got, I could stack him with the other Italian group and keep these guys moving, or at least move this Panzer division. I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to move the Panzer division there for a moment, and I'm going to take this Italian division and put him up here. Now, I don't want the Italians really holding the line, but I'm leaving them with the motorized division. No matter how weak, that motorized division should be okay. I'm not going to say it's great. Flieger, I'm going to leave on its own. This Panzer division, I'll keep moving if I can. Where's his headquarters? His headquarters is up here. All right, let's move the headquarters one more down. All right, so this should be okay. These guys are all rebuilding. We've got 2 Panzer divisions here that can move out somewhere. Let's get them moving along here as far as we can, because we need to shift things this way. So this is going to stay as is. That's going to stay there. The Panzer Regiment, I guess I'll bring one more. I'm going to take Viking and I'm going to attack right here along with this infantry and try to knock this back as well. And we do. We rout that 3,500 men, nearly 3,600 men, 60 artillery pieces, and now we've kind of, at least moved some stuff back over here by Odessa and took hopefully a little of the pressure off there. This Panzer division then, okay. He's pressuring us right here, obviously. I've got this infantry. He goes back to this headquarters. He could scoot here. This Panzer division can go there. Viking, which is one of our stronger units, can go there. He's all right, 10,000. So we've got a Panzer. This Panzer division can go here, which means this infantry can scoot over one. I think I'm going to need some help for him, though. He's not particularly strong. And then this Panzer division can get rolling along here. I think maybe this will, I'll just keep this here. Uh, there. Okay. He's actually in okay shape. Um, I could move the Hungarian armor up here as well. He's got to stay there, but I can put him on reserve so that he can help anywhere down this line. This Panzer regiment's there. This Panzer division is there. Okay, I think that's going to have to stay. Then we've got some motorized divisions, but they don't have any movement points. But then we have some back here that do. Now, they do need to rebuild, but I can put them just behind the line, so it gives us a little extra. He's now 6 of 15 because I've got him directly in the Panzer army. That's fine. So he's there. We've got Netherlands motorized. We've got the Arab spec. Okay, none of that is going to do any good. None of that's going to do any good. We've got some infantry back here. Okay, I think maybe I will just stack those together. This Panzer division is quite strong. He is not. And actually, maybe what I should do then is take this. This is the strong one, right? Nope, that's the weak one. Okay, well, that's why I did that. Wanted to make sure. 7,000. He's going to go there. So we're double stacked there. And now wow, he's commanding a lot of troops. Oh, that puts Flieger Corps out. So I'm going to leave it right there. He's at 11 of 12. He's fine. All right, so we're double stacked there. Panzer Division, okay. Again, not beautiful, but not disastrous, at least yet. These guys are backed up. As we bring more of this down here, we can continue to try to plug some of these gaps, hopefully. Now we've got a Hungarian unit here that's pretty strong. I think what I'm going to do, air is cold. I don't think this is not frozen over, though, I don't believe. I'm going to move him there. If he wants to push there, I'm going to have to just, I don't want to say let him, but we're going to have to move some of this up here because we've got to stop this in its tracks. Otherwise, nothing is going to matter. So let's get some of this motorized moving up here. We'll take this Panzer division. He's now out of command, but I'm going to put some of this back in a different command. So I've got him moving up there. I've got these guys, ostensibly behind a river. Um, he would have 4 there. This guy would have 6 here. We could also try to attack one way or the other just to try to stop this as much as possible. This ID is not in terrible shape. He's not in great shape. This is rough. Maybe I'll move him or him. Let's move that unit into the rough. Now I know I've got a little hole there now, but again, there's no perfect answers at this point. I'm going to attack here and try to blow this out of here. So we move the motorized back. Now we lose 12 tanks for that effort. That we actually got a pretty bad result there, to be honest with you. But this isn't the strongest Panzer Corps by any stretch of the imagination. Now he can get all the way up here. So I'm going to do that and have him try to hold this line. I'm going to have him here. Oh, I should have moved this up here. He would have gotten support units. That was my bad. That's what happens when you're in a little bit of a hurry. So he's going to come all the way up here, this headquarters. This guy's got all of this. Okay. As we keep trying to scoot. I would like him in a rough hex if possible. This is clear. That's rough. You'd always rather have it in rough. I could try to attack there, but I don't think he's strong enough to push there, or at least I hope he's not. I'm going to put the field division there over the depot. Now he's in light woods. I want him in light woods as opposed to clear anyway. This is weak. He may be able to blast through there, but I'm hoping if he does, we've got enough coming this direction to stop him. Okay, I think we're going to have to leave all of this sort of as it is. But these guys need a new command. He's at 12 of 12. Do I have another Panzer division down here? Okay, perfect. He's 4 of 12. He's got these guys back here and this guy. Let's scoot him one this way, or two. These guys are still in command. That's good. He is 46th Panzer Corps. Let's put these guys in 46th. 46th Panzer Corps. I'm going to have to put this in, I believe. I don't have any more infantry. He's already at 10 of 9. As a matter of fact, let's move him a little bit. If he pushes through, it would probably be right there. But that actually leaves his other unit out. Okay, well, let's move him this way instead then. There we go. Okay, now he's behind a Panzer division. I could even stack him with that Panzer division. Let's do that. And then I'll put him in 46th Panzer Corps. Okay. And then there was one more. Where is it? This guy? That's 14th. He's got 12 of 12. Where was that other one? Okay, they're all going back to here. They're all in command. Oh, it's... Nope, he's good. Okay, I guess I got him. These two were the only two that needed it then. Okay, fine. To the comments I go. Sorry, I was head down there for a minute. Hey, Lucas, what's up? Yes, we had panzer divisions that merged around Leningrad. Probably wouldn't do that again. That's why you play the game several times, or you save, and then when you screw something up, you reboot. But unfortunately, we don't reboot. I always sound old when I say reboot, but unfortunately, we don't have that option, or I don't when I'm live streaming and you guys are following the game. Otherwise, there's a few times I probably would have restarted. Although the first time I play a game, I always like to play it straight up. But hey, if you've been watching somebody that's won the game the first time through, awesome for them. I doubt it's happened. Okay, let's see. We've got a gap there, but I don't think there's anything we can do about that. If he extends out here, I mean, I'm not really sure where he's going. If we put victory points on, I mean, Lvov is worth points, but that's a long ways back there. I think we just kind of have to keep this as is. I think as we move along here, if these guys start to rebuild at all, we'll be able to extend a lot of units further north, but we're just not to that point yet. The only unit out here that worries me is this motorized, but I don't think I can move out of this hex. Not really. And this guy can't move again. And this Panzer division, I could allow him to extend into the Panzer divisions and then move this guy around. Does that make sense? Where are you in a clear hex? He is. This unit's pretty weak. I'm worried about this unit getting blown away, actually, for their move to the Romanian border. This guy is at 8127. This is all fairly weak. I could say screw it. I'm not going to double stack here and scoot over one for all of this. I guess I'm going to have to. I don't want to. Actually, I'm going to keep the guy with a... Well, I can't. Okay. He'll go there, and then this guy can go here. It's still not great, but it does move me north just a little bit. All right, he'll go there. This unit's actually not in terrible shape. I don't want to leave that gap there, but I think I have to. Then I've got the Panzer divisions there, which allows me to move him around to here. And then this unit, I guess, could move up here behind the river, which allows him to move into the rough. You know what? I'm just going to attack this unit with some of my... Okay, we do scoot him back. Is he in the rough? No, he's in the clear. We get 6-1 on that. I'll take that. That just covers a few more hexes. I mean, again, we're not talking about great moves here, but we just don't have a lot of great moves available to us. Let's move that headquarters down. Army Group A and First Corps is here. I do have a Luftwaffe field division that can just kind of stand here. I don't think he can get to us. I'd like him to be in the mud or in the rough. Now there's a unit, or there's a hex that's rough. You know what? I'm just going to move him there. That way I can move the Hungarians up into the forest. Let's do that. Where are you going, buddy? Well, if we're going to give up Kiev, I can scoot this really good unit of ours around. I mean, when I say really good unit, it's all relatively speaking. But I think we have to give up Zytomir if we're going to do this. But let's get into Kiev and see just how far we can move any of this, right? Uh, I think we're going to have to go back one at a time here, as we've done on so many other places on the map. Um, so I think he'll go there, all right? These guys back up one. Okay. Hungarians, they'll back up one, and we're into the conga line. These guys will go here, and then these guys will actually go into Kiev, which will be, fairly defensible. If we take logistics off, let's see what their Z is here. It's a 91, so I don't think he can take Kiev. Well, I don't want to say that, but it's going to be difficult. How about that? This guy, all right, 94. This is a strong hex, actually. 20,000 men. What's their Z? A Z. There we go. Well, that's only a 4. Holy smokes. I thought it was better than that. This guy in gold is going to come back where? Okay, he's with these guys. This headquarter. Oh, geez. Okay. I've got to get them in command. So he got blown out of here last time. Let's scoot him up. He's got 14 of 9 though. I want him to have all of these divisions out here. So what is this headquarters? 54th. So 54th, 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 54th. Okay, that's all good. And then anything here that's in 54th, I want out. Or who else does he have? He's got this guy. Okay. Other headquarters, where are you? Okay, this guy's in 54th, but I'd like to put him in 17th. Where is that? It's right here. No, that's 54th. There it is. Okay, there's 17th Corps. He's already at 10 of 9. He's at 8 of 9. Well, I've got a free core down here. I think he's stacked here. First core. Does he have any support units? He's got some rockets. What else could he get? He could get a Stug. He could get a mixed flak. He doesn't have any artillery, though. All right, let's redo this again. These guys need to be in together. 54th. I've got their headquarters here. The Hungarians are actually slightly out of command, and this Hungarian unit then needs to move up this way. We'll figure out exactly where to put him in a minute, but let's get them in command. Okay, now we've got guys that are in 59th Corps, and we've got 59th Corps sitting here. Okay, let's actually put 59th Corps there, and I'll take 54th Corps and put it there. Okay. Um, now can he get all the, I don't want him all the way out there, actually. I'll put him right there. Okay. This guy is also in 54th Corps, but I would like him in 17th, right? Okay. So let's put you in 17th Corps. Okay. Now all of these guys along here have got the same command. That's good. Is this guy, he's in the clear. I'd really rather he be in the light woods. I think I'm going to scoot him up, strangely enough. But where? Here or here? Um, because if I go back, I get into worse defensive hexes. If I move forward, I actually get into better defensive hexes. So the problem is, this is pretty strong though. That's just a Hungarian unit. Okay, scratch that. I'm going to scoot him back one here to help with this crew. Ooh, but do I want him out of a level 4 4? Well, too late now. Okay, this guy then will have to scoot back one. Wow. Hmm. Okay, let's move this headquarters for a second. We did get this unit. No, he did not get rebuilt. I was hoping he did, but he didn't. We've got the guys in gold, and I think everything in gold I'm going to try to get around here to help. The problem is we've got to hold this line too. This guy's in terrible shape. Wrong. I think I'm going to take this core then and move it up here into the woods to help with the defense here. And then put the Hungarians down here. There just aren't good options. That's a headquarters and a weak unit. This weak unit can't move anymore. Okay, he's with those guys. That's fine. This in purple is very not good. Let's put him there. Let's put, he's actually a halfway decent unit. We can scoot him either here, closer to his group. I think I'll do that. And then I'll put the guys in gold down here. Let's double stack there. And then this unit can come double stack there. Can he get into the heavy woods? He can. I think I'm going to have to do it that way. And then this Hungarian headquarters can come around here. Problem is I've got a little gap there that I don't like. He can drive right through there. Did I already get rid of this depot? I did not. Let's disband the depot at Zytomir. Okay. Don't dare back him up anymore. These guys are all super weak. He's gonna come out hard at us right there and also here, but I just don't think there's a whole lot we can do about it. I guess I'll move this Hungarian unit out just to get in the way, like there. And then I've got 9,000 there. We'll double stack there to try to hold Zytomir. These guys are kind of in a reserve function, sort of. Well, I don't have them on reserve, but they're kind of sitting in reserve. Um, I think I'm going to leave it like that. The only other thing I am going to do is I'm just going to try to attack this cavalry unit and see if there's anything I can do about it. Nah, we lose 28 men. Not a huge deal, but I was hoping I could do something there. I do think I'll scoot him out a little bit. If he pushes through there, so be it. I don't think there's a whole lot I can do about it. Maybe I'll move this guy over to here, and then he's going to sit in town. They're going to get attacked, but I think it's not perfect. If I had more time, I would sit and go over every last detail of it, but I'm just going to leave it as is now. Let's take our rail. Let's repair down here. We need everything coming into Rovno now because Rovno is going to be our big depot out here. Let's go down. Now, see, he's starting to break through back over here. As a matter of fact, I want to return these to headquarters. He's trying to get down around behind us. I'm eventually going to take these Hungarians and try to get over here, but I've got to get things out first. I think we may be okay for one turn, although he's going to try to cut this rail line. Is there anything else I could get up there? Maybe one of these Luftwaffe field divisions we have back here? Do we still have them back here? That's the question. Hold on. Where am I? Back by Warsaw. I guess we've moved every bit of that. Shit, I thought I still had one back here somewhere. They would be in by Warsaw. So they would be right here. I guess I railed them north. I just need some field divisions or something to get in these woods over here. Do I dare take this guy and just leave the Hungarians? I mean, I guess I have to. Can I put him on rail? I can. All right, cool. And he gets here with 102. I just don't want him to get so far back here that there's nothing I can do about it. Next turn, I should be able to move more back over here, but we'll see. Let's just put him there. We'll take him off the train. And, this is just to make sure he doesn't totally envelop us, at least this turn. Um, Whoops. Man, I'm really tempted to scoot him up here, even though he would get blown out. I understand that. Where else could I put him? Actually, I'll put him right there. Then he's in the woods. We've got a gap right here, though. That's just driving me nuts. Um, hmm. It's this gap right here. It's a two gap, and he can just fly towards that. I feel like I need to do something about it. Let's figure out what we can move there. Also, let's stack the Hungarians command with something. That's dangerous for him out there. They're there. He's going to try to come through here. We're going to have to go out one at a time, as usual. We certainly know how to move that way now. I think maybe the smarter move is to put him there, okay? And then I'll put this guy here. He's my strongest division out here. All right, they're all still in command. If I can get these out and I can get back to these woods, I can put up some kind of defense. We're going to lose Kiev, but we're just going to have to deal with that. Hopefully that doesn't lose us the game. Ah. Hey, what's up? What's up, Erzbeck? How are you? Okay. Um, Yeah, well, it's the pullout. We'll see what kind of pressure he brings this time. I mean, if he can get Karostin, it's going to be tough. But if we can get right out here, we can just mount a defense. There aren't a whole lot of other points. I mean, look, there's no points all the way back to Warsaw out here. That's what we used to our advantage in the winter of 41-42. Is he expanded forever out here, right, and got no points. The other place would be Lvov and Odessa. But I mean, look, if we can't keep Odessa, it's game over anyway. Sevastopol, this movement here is probably what I'm most worried about. Although I mean, now that we've given up Kiev, it's just a matter of getting these guys back and setting them up on some kind of defensive line. We also obviously don't want him pushing into Romania. I can't remember what town it is or whatever that makes the Romanians switch sides, but let's just say I'm trying to keep him out of the border to begin with. So that'll kind of, instruct us there. I've got Hungarians protecting Minsk. That's not good enough. What I'm hoping is, as I pull more of this out, they can get Smolensk and we can start to expand down here. Now, if he brings enough force here, that's going to have to start as early as next turn. Let's fly freight and let's try to get it to Sevastopol. Um, if we can. I'm going to take the victory points off. And we can. Let's just do a single mission first and see how many utility planes we lose. Not a whole lot. We get 166 tons out there. That's really important. I mean, we just got to get as much out here to Sevastopol as we can. Was that it? Really? I've got so many transport planes up here. Whoops. Let's try this again. Whoop! Stop doing that. All right. Let's say we were flying to Odessa. We're not, but let's just say we were. Okay, now let's come back over here. They can't fly in and out of Odessa. Let's see what happens if we try to fly here. No. Where do we have an airfield up here? Can we get there? No. That's coming out of where? Oh, wow. That's coming all the way from here. Interesting. Okay. Where else can we fly into to get these guys freight? Can we fly out here? No. The Kerch Air Base? No. No. Yeah, it doesn't look like we can fly any. That's really weird. Okay. Kiev, can we get some freight in there? We're going to have to. Now, these guys are flying out of Odessa up there. I still don't always quite understand the thinking here. I don't know why they would not be able to fly over to Sevastopol. Now, they're trying to base back here in Bucharest. I get that. But oh, we don't have 400 freight in Odessa. Right. Okay, when you right click, that's where you would stage out of. I guess I don't have 400 freight in any of these depots, and we don't have enough miles to get over here. Well, what a shit show that is. All right, well, we got 200 tons in. I mean, that's not enough to do, if you figure the average division takes probably 30 or 40 tons, that's not going to do it. But here we are. Do I go to Kiev or do I fly up into here? Now, we could fly here, and it's coming out of Mogilev, but it's showing we don't have enough miles there. What if I'm flying to Vitebsk? No. Okay. I could fly out, it wants to fly straight across here, but that's not going to do it either. Um, Sonda, wow, Sonda has a lot. Fly way north. It is telling us we can fly Kiev out of Zhytomyr, which is interesting because we just gave Zhytomyr up, but um, is that worth it? I mean, I guess let's do a single mission, see how many we lose. We lose one utility, one fighter, but it gets these guys 151 tons of freight. We just, don't want them to starve out there. Let's try this one more time. If we're going into Odessa, we can do that because they have enough air miles to get from Bucharest or Campina up there, but they can't get to Sevastopol. What if I go to Campina? What if I was trying to stage here? Doesn't have 400, doesn't have 400. It's got to come out of Bucharest. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to learn more about all of this because the flying of the air freight sometimes can be confusing. Now, obviously, let's just see if we clicked on these air groups. Oh, well, it is going to let us do it. Now, this would just fly food if they're bombers. So if they're not dedicated transport aircraft, but let's do that. If it's going to allow us to do that, let's do it. I'm going to do multiple. Whoops. Weird. Okay, launch. Did it take anything? Yeah, okay. Well, shit, I don't know. I mean, I guess you when you do, if you select independent squadrons. Now, there's a differentiation between transport planes and bombers. Bombers can take food supply over, is my understanding, right? Transport planes can take the other stuff as well. They can do all of it. But you can pick bombers to run these missions. I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, we need to get as much freight out here as we can. Certainly from Bucharest, if that's where they're coming out of. Yeah, Bucharest. All right. Well, we got a little more out here. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. I'm going to keep trying it as long as they're going to allow it to happen. Okay, or I could have hit select all air groups, but that would have been too easy. All right, 4 tons of freight. Well, that's not going to do a whole lot, but for starving men, I guess that's better than nothing. What else? Okay, let's take one last peek across the board. Just make sure there's nothing obvious I'm missing. Uh, I'm going to keep the depots on. Okay, Narva line. Fine. There's not a whole lot more we can do there. They're just going to sit. They've been sitting for a year. We do have a gap here, but this rail line is not as important as this rail line. I've still got the Finns up in Pskov. Hey, I hope they keep holding. I hope they're having a good time in Pskov. I'm getting back into the deep woods here, which is, much more defensible. So I'm going to try to put everything in the deep woods I can here and just hold the line. Whether it be rough or deep woods, this right here is some of the toughest terrain on the map. These guys we keep pulling out. I think I've moved them all as much as we can. There may be one or two that could go a little further, but I'm trying to keep a contiguous line so they don't get absolutely destroyed or surrender. If we can get them back here, maybe eventually we can rebuild them. I'd like it if they just got routed, but you know, we'll see. He seems to have wanted to push up here to close down the line as opposed to going straight for Smolensk. In some ways, that may actually be an advantage to us. We can't lose Smolensk or it's game over at this point now that we're giving up Kiev. He may be able to connect there, and I'm just going to have to try to blast him out of there if we can. We did attack this unit and we did scoot him back, so hopefully that hurt him a little bit. Along here, I mean, look, it's not it's not good. We got a Swiss cheese line, but okay. Hungarians protecting Minsk. Those are words you never want to say. He's expanding out here. Now he's gotten to the deep woods. I moved the Luftwaffe Field Division just to stand in somebody's way. Eventually, I would like to get the Hungarians into these woods and just try to have them hold that. If he wants to expand out into the marshes, we're just going to have to allow, if he's going to expand anywhere, do it out there. This is all a mess, but it's our mess. So, it's kind of like a Jackson Pollock painting out here. As we move down, this all looks okay. Okay. We got these guys down as far as we can, and we can start trying to build an actual defensive line next turn. We've now got them across here. These guys are probably all going to get routed, but if they don't, I'm going to try to put them on a ferry and get them out of here or something, or a transport naval transport and get them out of here. These guys are going to get blasted this time. We just have to hope these guys don't. I think these guys are enough to make them expend movement points to where they can't get down in here yet, and then we can try to ad hoc try to throw together a defensive line there. Let's turn the turn. Unless somebody's yelling at me in the comments to do something. Um, yeah, you know what? You're right, Lucas. Let's indeed try to fly something out to Second Panzer if we can. We've got this air base, most of Second Panzer's right in this area. Let's try to fly something up there, but see, yeah, it's saying we can't. Can we get it out of Vitebsk? No, because we don't have enough freight in the depot. No. Yeah, a lot of these guys are coming from the south, although it is allowing me to pick the air groups here. So I guess I'm just going to select all air groups. Oh yeah, they want to fly out of Mogilev, but they're coming. These are all bombers that are trying to get up here. Let's do a single It's saying we got to do it over multiple missions. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to select all air groups. All right, 494 transports. Now, I don't know why automatically it's not doing that, and I'm having to pick the air groups. I think it's because they're level bombers, right? It will automatically select the transports, but like, why do I have all these transports with no miles? We're going to go back and look at this here in a minute. Launch. All right, well, we got a little freight out here. Let's try that again. Now, if I do this, these bombers, are going to use up some of their air miles. Nothing got shot down that time, so let's do multiple missions. Let's do that. Let's launch them. Now it's showing 0, oh, there it is, 30 bombers. Got it, they're bombers. Okay. It only wanted to fly one mission. Yeah, it's because they're level bombers. There's just kind of different rules around that when you're flying freight. We get 30 more bombers, 37 more tons of freight. Well, these guys are going to get something. I'm just going to keep flying it as long as it'll allow me to. Select all air groups. If we don't have bombers this time, well, at least our guys will have a nice warm meal before they meet death. Okay, they only got 6 tons through that time, so that's fine. Where are these transports located that have all of these air miles? Where are you? That's at Minsk. Oh, this is all transport group Mitte. Well, they don't have enough to get out here. Now, they could get into Kiev, I think. And gosh darn it, I just clicked on something. There we go. Um, can we stage from Minsk? Yeah, none of these air groups want to go. I don't know. I'm going to learn more about that. Maybe I'll do a video on it after I figure it out. How about that? Now we could select all the level bombers and do that nonsense again. Well, shit, let's do it. I just want to do a single mission though, just to make sure we're not flying into a hornet's nest. Yeah, we lost 6 bombers. Okay, well, we got 37 tons of freight in there, 37 tons more, so that's fine. Okay, let's turn the turn. I think we're ready. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. I need everybody's extremities crossed. Okay, I'll try that. Actually, I want to know more about it. So this is something more of a learning thing. So let's do that. I could select Peskov from the list, or you can just right click it. I think it doesn't, it's too many miles, I think, for them to fly. Now, we could select all of these guys and fly them out of Peskov. True. Um, it's got 40,000 tons of freight. It's just a single mission. We'll give it a shot. All right, we got 37 more tons out there. It looks like it only wants to fly 3 at a time. or I'm sorry, 30 bombers at a time. You can also, like I said, right click on it and it stages out of Pskov. Looks like we don't have any more unless I do level bombers. Let's do it though. May as well get as much out here as we can. All right, so where you want to go, left click. Where it's going to stay or pick up the freight, you right click, and then they'll all meet up there. And then here's the air groups that are available. We're going to select them all. We'll launch it. Yeah, I mean, we've got a decent amount out there. I'm not saying it's a great amount, but we've gotten some out here, certainly. And I'm just going to keep doing it until they won't let us do it anymore. We only had 3 bombers this time. Okay, so that's about the end of that. Radio then, chap. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to do depot management. And let's see how bad this gets. I certainly hope at the end of this I say, well, that could have been worse. Yeah, we did spend some AP on that. That is another part of it. That's a good point. That does cost some AP. We got plenty of AP though. It's an emergency. It's like the Berlin airlift. I hope this whole thing doesn't crumble here because if we could, I keep saying this, but if we could just make it one more turn, I think we've got a chance. It's like Dumb and Dumber. He's like, so you think she'll date me? He's like, it's probably less than 1%. He's like, so you're saying I've got a chance? Um, that's where we are. I mean, really, as far as a points perspective goes, our big risks right now are Pskov and Smolensk. That's the obvious places where he would get points within the next 3 to 4 turns. I think the Czech is on turn 81. All right, Soviet air. You can see 13th Air Army has 221 fighters, 939 bombers. Now, I'm not sure with Fog of War why we're able to see that. Uh, I doubt we have detection. We're not running recon, so I'm not sure why the game would allow you to see that. If you're playing another human, that could be some sort of advantage. Now, maybe if you're playing a 2-player game, it doesn't show you that stuff. It's only because it's AI. But I still think it's weird that it would show you that. Now, I guess the argument could be made you kind of have people on the ground or something, spies or whatever, so you have some sort of detection on that. But I don't know without running recon how we would know that. Um, but we do. It's not really giving me much information since the air war is not our priority at this moment. Somebody in the comments said the only weakness of these your tutorials and let's play is the air war. I'm like, I mean, I've made 6 full tutorial videos on the air war now, so if that's not enough, then that's just I've done a poor job. We had something that surrendered. Okay, actually I should have stopped that because I wasn't sure what it was. Soviet front attacks, here we go. He is stepping out onto this ferry. God, let's hope he can't blow that away. This is the moment of truth. Okay, that is directly in front of Minsk. Let's hope he does not fly through there. This German unit gets knocked back at, kind of to the east of Minsk. This Hungarian unit actually holds, thank goodness. But now he's got a big gap to run at Minsk, and that is worth points. Well, we sort of hold there. Well, I say sort of. We do hold at that location. This guy does not. So this is all starting to crumble out here. We lose 627 there. I mean, that was a really weak unit, obviously, but we're going to have to bring units in to protect Minsk now. Where is this? Where am I? I keep sounding like a disoriented old man. Where am I? Uh, Mogilev, just south of Mogilev. Okay, he's attacking into this Ernst Highway to Hell, holding the line 1 to 2.6 there. He's got a lot of units right here. I'm glad that they're not peeling around to Minsk. Now, this retreated, but that was okay. We kind of needed him out of there anyway. He was in the deep woods, but we continue then to hold Mogilev. We actually get a pretty good result there. You can tell we're in the middle of the winter when you get very light losses on both sides. Although he loses 15-12 there, 1.6 to 1. Damn, that was close. We'll take it. I'm not opposed to luck at this point. Where are we here? Okay, this was 1 to 1. Oh, we're south of Valeki Luki. Now we are in the rough. Ground, heavy snow, air snowfall in the rough. You can't get a more defensible hex than that, really. Uh, we lose 589, he loses 821, but most importantly, we just don't take a step back as he's going to push for Vitebsk. Okay, that guy does take a step back. That was 11 to 1. He's got 34,000 troops out here. We have 9,000. This was 290th Infantry, which used to be in fairly decent shape. 132 to 12. He only takes a step back, though, into our salient here. Okay, we're going to have to cover for him soon, though. This is 29th motorized and Grossdeutschland motorized. 1 to 2.3. We hold there in the salient, so that helps. Ooh, okay. This is just outside of Smolensk. He decided to attack this unit instead of attacking into town. I think we would prefer that. 2.3 to 1, so it wasn't completely overwhelming. We had 13,000 troops out here. He had 67,000. 2.3 to 1. I mean, arguably we tactically won that battle, but we did have to take a step back, which is not great. And now he's attacking just south of Smolensk, but we hold fairly strongly there. 189 on our adjusted. We put it through the blender for the Soviets. They get 73. So that looks pretty good. And he didn't even knock down our fort level. So we may be able to get to a fort level 2 there, which I would really like. I was hoping to get to a fort level 2 there and then, just have this Smolensk ring here. He loses 222 to our 52. Okay, this is in the salient, and we do get blasted out of here. Now, we had 3rd Panzer Division, which only had 22 tanks left. He loses 21 of them. Okay, well, there's one tanker that's moving back here. It's like all the infantry streaming back, and there's like, hey, there's one tank steaming along the road. 1391 on this, so 384th Division. I mean, these guys. Luckily, this is where we were too wide, like a double wide trailer, and he hasn't broken our line yet. Yet, that's why I said yet. Well, we get blown out of there. We lose 3,600 men. That's one of our worst losses ever under Erline. He had 75,000 men into that. They got blasted out. Now, I think all we have left back here is infantry, so hopefully they'll get routed. If we could get this to where we're only losing 400 to 600 men, I'd almost prefer that happen, right? They're going to get out of here a lot faster. But 3627, that's not good. Okay, we get hit here, 4th Panzer and 134th Infantry. We actually put a beating on him a little bit the first time, but not the second time. Now, luckily, they route all the way back here by Vitebsk. We lost 51 AFVs and 1,900 men, but they're out. They're out. That's one way to do it. Somehow they moved 150 kilometers at least in one turn as they go flying out of there. We hold here. Okay. So we've only got the one stack left up here. they will get routed certainly next turn. We hold here under my guy Theobald Lieb. Of course we do. That man's made of steel. 134 and 1. Okay, we hold there. So these guys are going to get out now. These guys are not. Route them. Okay, we did it. Oh, that's just what I wanted. We only lost 443, and now we did lose most of our guns, of course. We just left that. But these guys route, and now all of this is out of here. And, we still got a little bit of bad terrain to get through, but now we can really get these guys back. We got a lot of units that we'll put in reserve or stick on a depot with a headquarters and try to rebuild. And I guess that's our hope now is those guys can rebuild a little bit. Okay, we get knocked back just south of Pskov out here. Not completely unexpected. He's going to be bringing strength here. He's trying to bring strength here. Well, okay, we didn't need that. Now, he got blown out of here. Now, luckily, this is really bad terrain, so it's going to be hard for him to get through here this turn, but we're going to have to cover it next turn, get into the heavy woods here, and try to put up some kind of defense. This unit holds. That's 113th Infantry. Really, really important hold there. They're one of the units that can move around here if this guy can get out, this guy right here. Okay, they attacked Pskov. Let's see how close it was. Again, they cannot take down our fort level. 2734 on the adjusted to 426. Now, he brought 89,000 men on the assault. We've got 43,000 Finns sitting in here doing whatever Finns do as they sit around in towns, drinking cappuccino or whatever. We lose 2 guns and only 153 men. So that's a really strong hold, but they're going to get worn down eventually. But for now, anyway, they hold. 743, 272. We keep our fort level under von Roman. This is 126th and 370th Infantry, 42nd Corps, just south of Pskov. We hold right there. That's an important hold. We're 206 to 75. Now, he may start moving forces around here, but he's got 60,000 men. He outnumbers us 2.5 to 1. But we hold on. Okay, these are the guys right up here north of the Crimea that I just left here so that they used up movement points routing them. And route them they do. But, hopefully we used up some movement points there. And well, that's what we couldn't have. Let's hope he cannot move across there this turn. This is what we left behind at Kherson. Okay, I expected these guys to get routed. I hope that they would get routed over here. 239th Infantry. This is south of Kiev. Okay, this is one of the units we moved back. It's a stronger unit. 206 on the adjusted. 1 to 4. So we hold there. That's a really important one. Because if he broke through here, I'm not sure how we'd stop him. Hungarian gets routed. Okay, sort of expected the Hungarians to get routed as we try to get this out here and set up a different line. Whoa, this holds. 239th Infantry holds in the light woods, right? Heavy snow, snowfall, light woods. Thank God for heavy snow and snowfall, I think. When we put it through the blender, 69 and 8 to 88, and we hold on just barely. Look at this massive forces he has out here, though. And we hold again. Usually that second attack is always weaker. All right, these guys get knocked back just to the west of Kiev. Oh, that's the one we couldn't have. 71,000 Soviets against 10,000 Germans. Well, I mean, he hasn't broken this line yet, but we're getting dangerously close. Now, again, we're giving up Kiev, but all right, that attack, he knocks us back, and now he can start trying to connect here. What I was hoping is to hold this a little bit better so these guys can move multiple hexes. But now oh, the Hungarians get routed, and now we're isolated at Kiev. We're going to have to fight our way out of here. And the Hungarians get hit here. Yeah, this is not good, gentlemen. Now, luckily, he's got no points to get out here. So if these guys get routed back, I mean, we lose men. We do hold here, though. That's good. Why is the game frozen? Don't do that to me. Wow. Okay. That was a panzer division up here by the Romanian border to the west of Odessa that actually got knocked back. We lose 24 AFVs there. Surprised this unit was fatigued. He moved a long ways, but I'm surprised they put a hurting on him like that. And this infantry moves back. We're now 2 clicks, 20 clicks, I guess, if you wanted to go that way, from the Romanian border. 2.3 to 1. He shoves us back there. I'm less worried about this area because we got a lot of units coming this way than I am around Kiev. I'm worried about it all. Let's be honest. Um, okay, he's filling in his line. Any more? Nope, that's it. Well, I'll tell you what, that could have been worse. You knew I was going to say it. Oh, Nord, you're so negative. My goodness, my first time through the game. I would have loved to have watched your first time through the game. Um, I see. I publish mine. Anyway, I actually am not too upset about that turn at all. We'll go look around the map. Forming the front line. Let's go. Let's get into German logistics and let's get a lot out there. If we're just being 100% honest about it, me trying to keep the initiative or me originally trying to take Moscow in the first fall, uh, if this game is lost, that's where they're lost. It's not these little tactical decisions and whatnot. We got ourselves in a terrible position up by Rezhev and also out by Stalino, but there was a reason we did that other than, oh, we're just trying to win the war. I was trying to keep the initiative because I think, although, I mean, our viewership keeps going up. So I don't know, maybe people do want to watch me play this all the way through 1945. I'm certainly going to try to. Uh, but I mean, that's why we are where we are. It's not because I, you know, put something in a clear hex instead of a rough hex or something like that. Little tactical things like that are not the reason that we would potentially lose this game. Certainly not. So, I mean, some of that, on an individual basis, each move, sure, it's open to criticism, but those are the big reasons. And there were reasons I tried to do that that necessarily weren't a good military doctrine. But I still think we're going to win the game. So then that'll be fun when I can crow about that. We'll see. Maybe you guys will get the last laugh unless you're rooting for me. I don't know what proportion that is. I lost my guy Terrence Rich. Oh, only 136 more turns. Okay, that's good. We lost 69,000 men this time and 203 AFVs, although we get some more AFVs this time. But anyway, let's take the air off. Let's take the turn summary off. We'll do all of that next time. And let's just go look at the map. Narva line. Okay, I'm going to put on defensiveness so we can get an idea. This 35 still bothers me a little bit. I'm worried about that 35 sitting out here. Well, he's down to 29. Now, when they do sit out here, this was brought up in the comments earlier in the episode. There's friction, right? I mean, it kind of is modeling the fact these guys would be shooting each other out here and whatnot in small patrols or otherwise. So you do lose men, even if they're just sitting here from attrition. Something to keep in mind. The Finns sitting there with a strong X. We've got 22, 21. Now that looks weak, a 9. We may have to double stack that in the level 2 fort, although he's got motorized that he wants to move through here, so I don't know. We'll see. 3, 1, 1, 19. Okay, that looks all right. 18, 15. Can this guy, well, we can't tell because we're in air planning, but if he could get back over here somewhere, that'd be very helpful. You can see where he's bringing his strength. He's trying to choke all of this off, but I think some of this stuff we can get out of here now. I think maybe this Panzer division we can get out, maybe this motorized, because he seems to have dropped back a little bit right here. I'm not really sure why, but if we could extend into these heavy woods, we can try to box that off, then make a line this way across heavy woods and try to box it right here into Smolensk. Um, I mean, we were fairly strong around here. This one unit had to scoot back, but okay. We've got things rebuilding here, and we brought a new division and a Panzer division in here, fresh, brand new. So those will help. I'm less worried about this than I am the south, and specifically around Kiev. Um, okay, obviously I've got to be super. Wow, look at that! As he busts through, I mean, Minsk is worth points, right? So that's ball game. If he gets Minsk, we're gonna have to take this whole German core and move it over here, and maybe otherwise. I don't really know what to do about that yet. The Kiev situation. For whatever reason, the AI did not get someone into this hex. Now, you would think he had enough movement points somewhere to get someone in this hex. But as is, yes, they're technically isolated, but we could move them and get them back into the line here. So he didn't take Kiev this turn because we still had troops there. So the point total is not going to change much. Let's see if they got any AP. We got to or he got any victory points from this stuff. We got to make sure that doesn't happen. I say make sure like there's something we can do about it. For 3 more turns, we could lose Kiev and still not lose the game if he doesn't get 2 points up here from some of this stuff. Okay. I mean, look how strong all of this looks. He's just got a mass of men. We got to get all this out, get him into defensible positions. He's trying to bust through to the Romanian border here. That looks dangerous as hell. He's kind of said screw it to Odessa, it looks like a little bit, and moved everybody here. He really wants Romania. They did take possession of the Hex, but they didn't move into the hex. So that's good. We'll get that German division up here. Maybe some of this rebuilt a little bit. I don't know. Looks like they got a little food. 30 30. Yeah, I don't know. Let's look at these Germans. Yeah, they're not getting any men out here. They're barely getting any food. I may just have to put them in the reserves or get them over here and then try to get them back. I don't know. We'll figure all that out next time. Um, Well, gentlemen, what a day. We made it all the way through. We turned the turn. One of these times, we actually turned the turn almost onto an hour and a half here. I probably should do longer episodes anyway. Uh, you guys are great. Thank you so much for all the comments, positive, negative criticism, constructive criticism, and otherwise. I do always appreciate it, even if I get a little smartassy sometimes. That's okay. I appreciate that you guys care. How about that? Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a great rest of your weekend. It's Christmas week. Santa knows I've been nice. I hope I'm on the nice list. But thank you all for all the support. Almost a 4.3K. Unbelievable. You guys be good. See you next time. Have a great one.